Citing its own 2010 Citizens United ruling as precedent, the Supreme Court struck down a century-old Montana state campaign finance law that limits corporate political spending. The court stated, political speech does not lose First Amendment protection simply because its source is a corporation. That's why, from now on, I will no longer be known as James Tripp. I will be known as James Tripp, Inc. I am incorporating to avoid federal election spending limits and for the limited liability, because I'm liable to do anything. Was it Hamlet wrong, Laertes? Never Hamlet. 'Twas Hamlet's corporation. When corporations incorporate, they do it to limit their liability. So when people form a corporation, they do it because they know they're going to do something they don't want to be liable for. Corporations are artificial creations whose sole purpose is to increase profit. For them to have a profit, somebody else has to have a loss. In this case, real people. If corporations are people, let them walk my dog and pick up his shit. Of course, I don't have a dog, but that's not important to the point I'm trying to make. Down, boy. People are not corporations. Sure, anybody can put an Inc. on their name, but a corporation is so much more than an individual. For example, an individual would not think to patent his own DNA, but a corporation would. As a matter of fact, I don't own the licensing on several of my chromosomes, which can sometimes be a problem. Why, some of my best friends are incorporated. The Fed, Citibank, the Republican Party. I wouldn't want my sister to marry one. Corporate spending makes voting obsolete. Now, if we could just make corporations obsolete by voting. Over the years, the court's become more diverse. There's an African American, there have been women and a Latina on the bench. Isn't it about time the president appoints a corporation to the Supreme Court? I think there may be one on there already. America is not a corporation, or a democracy, or a republic. I don't know what it is, but I owe it taxes. This is James Tripp, Inc., a Delaware corporation, and I'll be back with another Trippitorial.